Post Malone, Jelly Roll, let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Review Season 9. I'm back with another gosh darn dang episode. Today we got a good show for y'all. And to be honest with you, I was sitting here, I was thinking, and then I got a call. All right, guys, I got a call. As you know, a long time ago, it's a long time ago now, but Season 8, we covered Taylor Swift because I had to, all right? My girlfriend, she was, said I had to go to the new Taylor Swift concert, all right? And this is the same thing, all right, guys? Post Malone has dropped his album, and this is probably the 5th track off the album. And to be honest with you, going into this album, I've said this. If you're going to do a country album, go fully country album, all right? If you're going to do the country album, do it. If you're going to do the concept, I'm so tired. I'm really tired of artists saying they're going to do a concept and then they don't do the concept. For example, Eminem. All right, we covered Eminem. How funny. How funny there's a Jelly Roll feature in an Eminem song and we're covering a Jelly Roll feature song. Again, a concept that I just didn't care for. The concept fell flat. The concept ended in track 8. All right? So I love it when artists actually come through with a concept and actually follow through, in my humble opinion. Now, today we got Post Malone featuring Jelly Roll. This song's called Losers. I guess, I've fallen under that category, having an ex-wife and a drinking problem. But, to be honest with you, going into this song right here, I was a little bit unsure if I was going to like this because let me be honest with you. Jelly Roll features vary in quality, all right? I'm going to be honest with you. Jelly Roll features, they vary because sometimes they're okay, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're a little bit too short, and sometimes the artist doesn't give Jelly Roll his full potential. All right, this man can sing. All right, this man can sing. He can do his thing or whatever, but a lot of artists, they kind of cut him short. He's kind of there to get a hook going off, and then that's it. To be honest with you, I don't like that. When you're playing a hook 3 or 4 times in the song, I'm kind of looking at the song like, okay, we did not try here. We did not try our hardest here, to be honest with you. And it's one of those things where I'm like, no, I just can't mess with that. But let's get into the song. I got a couple of points, and, I do got to get on my Post Malone knowledge because, going to a Post Malone concert is going to be hard, guys. To be honest with you, I don't listen to Post Malone. We've been covering him for a while, but going to a concert is going to be a whole different thing, all right? So I got to learn all I can. So get ready for this marathon, guys. We got 4 track reviews coming out this week, and we have an album review at the end, too. So, we got a lot of stuff coming out soon. But I got a couple of points to go over. Let's go over this. Let's talk about it. All right, Post Malone, Jelly Roll, Losers. I got a couple of points. My first point is that I think this instrumental is generic. I'm not going to lie, guys. The instrumental is a little bit generic. It definitely is, to be honest with you. But I will say this, though. The instrumental kind of reminds me of that kind of 2010 kind of country sound to it. A lot of 2010 country music can be boiled down to, simple hooks, simple verses, but very loud, abrasive kind of instrumentals here. And this is one of those things where it's kind of an abrasive instrumental. It kind of hits you pretty hard. It's one of those things where I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, this definitely could hit. It definitely hits. It definitely bops. I could see this song being played all the time. All the time in the country radios. I mean, Lord Mighty, they'd probably play this song in a heartbeat. Now, my second point, though, is that there's really nothing that makes the production stand out. And what I mean by this is that it's a bit too much like 2010. It's very much copying a certain sound. And it's kind of like taking a sound, but not really doing much with it. You can take this 2010 kind of country kind of sound to it, but do something a little bit different here. You know, some of the songs that I've already listened to on the album, I really like kind of the vocals being expressed here that Post Malone does. He's not just coming on here just, doing kind of like a fake impression of a country singer. This man really is full on singing, really putting his heart into it. But this song, though, the production definitely does not have that feel. Nothing at all, to be honest with you. Now, my third point is that actually, this is definitely a positive, though. My third point is Jelly Roll actually had a verse on here. I've been complaining for a little bit now, the past Jelly Roll features, that this man is only on the hook. This man never has a verse. I swear to God, they only put this man on a hook. Like, I kind of feel bad, You're just on the hook, You're just there to get a certain audience to listen to your music. Like, Jesus, I couldn't imagine. But I will say this though. I'm glad he has a verse. I'm glad he's actually, really getting on here, really doing his thing. The only thing is, though, it is pretty short. It's pretty short, and it kind of ends off to them just kind of duetting on the hook, which is nothing bad. It actually adds more to the hook at the end. But, it's one of those things where I wish that Jelly Roll had a longer verse, but, this song's got to go number one or whatever, it's got to go on the top of the charts or whatever, blah, 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 TikTok song, whatever, it's got to be shortened, I guess. But yeah, those are my points, I guess you could say. Those are my points. Let's go in depth now. Let's really get into here now, and let's just go over this song. Post Malone featuring Jelly Roll, Losers. Let's talk about the instrumental. Guys, like I said before, the instrumental kind of reminds me of this kind of like 2010 kind of country / kind of rock sound to it. It's nice. It's nice, but it is pretty generic. I've definitely heard it before. It's definitely 1-2. It's definitely ABC. I've definitely heard this same instrumental. Definitely. There's just not much to make it stand out, and it does kind of get boring, especially at the end. It's kind of dragging out. It's overwhelming its stay. That's my only problem, though. I don't think the production has much replay value here, in my personal opinion. Now, let's talk about the hook. The hook had to grow on me, guys. The beginning's strong, and the reason why the beginning's strong is because Post Malone's really singing on here, really putting on his full heart on here, etc., really expressing those vocals and all that stuff. It's a pretty strong start, but I will say, though, that the hook kind of falls flat at the end, because doing the whole kind of like Losers thing, and I don't know, it just doesn't really hit. The loser thing doesn't really hit at the end. Even when Jelly Roll came on to help with the hook at the end, it just did not hit. It really did not hit. Again, the hook had a strong start, but the end kind of fell off, and it kind of, fell kind of flat. Post Malone's verse was pretty okay. Not the best vocally, I would say. I feel like there's kind of some slurring in the words here. There's just some things where I'm like, I'm not really feeling too much of this verse. A lot of the singing here is not really much on here, and it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, no, it's definitely a verse that's okay, but it's just kind of okay. I don't see much replay value or much of your time to be wasted to be listening to this song, because in the album itself, there's some really great Post Malone kind of deep kind of country cuts here that I feel like you would have a way better time listening to than giving all your time to this Jelly Roll song. So it's one of those things where, like, it's okay, but also it's like, I wish there was just a little bit more here, but there just wasn't, and that's fine. That's fine. Jelly Roll actually had a verse for once. For once, it was short, but not bad. Pretty decent singing here. Actually had a lot more vocal expressions and stuff like that. More than Post Malone had on here. Maybe that was the intent or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, I'm glad that Jelly Roll had a verse on here. It's not bad, and Jelly Roll actually did his thing on here. So good job on Jelly Roll. Both of them on the hook was okay, but again, the hook had a strong start in the beginning, and it falls off at the end. And guess what, guys? As this is a pop / kind of country song, they play the hook like 3 times in this song. So you literally get to hear 3 times in this song, or maybe it was 2 times. I might be over exaggerating 3 times. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even think the song's that long because it's got to go on TikTok or whatever, you know. But yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, you're going to hear the hook a lot, and you're really going to hear that strong point that you're going to like to hear, and then you're just going to hear that fall off point, and you're going to be like, can we move on? But yeah, overall, this is a pretty okay song. It's not the best. I don't think it's one of the best songs off the country album. And honestly, to be honest with you, it's one of the weak songs off the project, to be honest. So, you know, it's going to get a lower score. But it's not that bad. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to be like, this song's terrible. Oh, it's not got any replay value. I think this song's fine. I think if you really like this sound, and, you know, even if you, I think if you like this sound, and if you don't mind, if you don't mind somebody completely ripping off a sound, because this song definitely is. Like, this song really has not much originality. But if you can get past that and you're like, I don't care, I still enjoy this, then boom. I mean, you know, this song's not terrible. This ain't the Luke Combs song, all right? This ain't the Post Malone and Luke Combs song that I despise, that gives me PTSD when I think about that song. All right? Overall, not the best. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. What'd you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. Thank you so much for listening, guys. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications. We're dropping new content all the gosh darn dang time. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. You'll have a good one. Come back on Sunday. Another Post Malone review on Sunday. So get ready for that. And I'll see y'all later. You'll have a good one. Yeah. Bye.